Good afternoon, everybody. I am Julie Rothamer Cruz. So happy to be here with you this afternoon. Welcome, and I am glad that you could be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing this time for me and for taking out a moment for you to watch this video and focus a little bit about, are you feeling stuck? Taking a deep breath about that thought. I am just so glad you're here and that you are willing to think about and talk about and listen about if that is where you are at and how you are feeling. One of the things, I'm Julie Rothamer Cruz. I'm a health coach and consultant, and one of the things that I've been noticing a lot lately and has been popping up in my world of health coaching is that people are feeling a little stuck, feeling like they're in a rut, really in that ebb. I always call it, I think about it when it happens to me in the reference to a lotus flower. Flowers get stuck down in the mud, and then they have to kind of break up free out of that mud to be able to bloom and blossom and be these gorgeous, beautiful flowers out of the water. And they're gorgeous and beautiful while they're down in the mud and while they're stuck in that ebb, but it's not until they come up out of that water and have that flow again and get unstuck that we're able to really appreciate all of the beauty and light and love that they bring to our world. And I talk about the lotus flower because it's an analogy that I think about when I'm feeling stuck or like I'm in a rut. And when it comes to health coaching, when I see people and meet with people, people might be feeling stuck and in a rut for a variety of reasons. Maybe they are feeling that way because of what they're eating and they want to make a change, but they just aren't sure, how do I get out of these food and eating patterns that I'm in? Maybe for you, maybe it's about your movement, your exercise routine. Tired of what you're doing, your body, you don't quite feel as lean and strong as you want it to, and maybe you feel a little bit stuck in a rut that way. So there's a lot of different reasons. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your career. You're feeling like your purpose isn't happening right now and you want to do something about that, but you feel stuck. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. And there's no judgment about the being stuck. It happens to all of us. In fact, about 9 months ago, I felt stuck for a couple of months. And so I'm just really noticing right now that there are a lot of people showing up in this world, that are showing up in my health coaching practice that are feeling very stuck and like they're in a rut. And I honor that, and I see that in you, and it has happened to me, and I work with people who feel that way. And so I just want to acknowledge that today, that we're not alone and that there's value to being stuck. There's value to that ebb. Trust me that there's always something to learn from it, but it doesn't always feel so good while it's happening. And as a health coach, I get that and I understand that. And I'm looking down because I was taking some notes earlier today. Hi, Mike. Thanks for being here. I just feel like that overwhelmness is definitely a part of it. And you feel like you're in a cycle almost of like, if I do this, then this will happen. Or if I don't do this, then this happens. And you sometimes just get caught up in that cycle of feeling stuck. I always equate it to, we have a hamster, so I equate it to feeling like you're the hamster stuck on that wheel, and you just can't, you aren't sure how to get off in a way that doesn't like fly you off the wheel and flip you against the side of the cage. And so that is why I am here today, because I want to put out there to you, to the world, to the universe, that what if there is a way to honor where you're at, honor the fact that you feel stuck, and give some tenderness and some love to that and compassion to that. And at the same time, being able to say, okay, we can do something about that stuckness, that stickiness, that being in that rut. What if there's a way to allow the stuckness to be honored and to be compassionate about that? And at the same time, what if we can feel supported and encouraged, and like we have someone as our guide as we go through that process of honoring it, but also creating some movement so that we become like that lotus flower and are able to come up above the water and out of the mud and allow that flow. So it's kind of this process of honoring the stuckness, but yet at the same time, having the support and the encouragement and the guidance and compassion to make some movement to create that flow so you don't feel so stuck anymore. Whether it is with your health, whether it is because you feel like you don't feel good in your body, whether it's because you want to change what you're doing for your job or with your movement or relationships in your life, whatever is causing that stuckness for you, that stickiness, that ebb, what if we honor it and then we're able to also make some movement and some flow? And I bring that up today because I want to offer to you that I want to invite you to share 45 minutes with me in a sample session and to see what it feels like to have where you're at on your journey honored, and also to be able to allow some flow so that you can move more towards the place where you want to be. Again, whether it is with your eating habits or whether it's with finding ways to reduce stress, or maybe look at what's going on with your career, whatever's going on in your life that's causing that. We can share 45 minutes together and honor that stuckness, and also talk about how do we create that flow in your life. Sometimes you feel it because you just don't feel like you have as much energy as you had before, and you feel like, I would love to have more vitality in what I'm doing every day, more vibrancy in what I'm doing every day. And so those things are just, it's so great to want them, but when you're feeling stuck, they can sometimes feel really difficult to achieve. So I invite you to have that conversation with me. The sample session is complimentary, so there's no charge for it. It's just an opportunity. What if you could have that time with somebody for 45 minutes, to have that person listen to you, to honor where you're at, that you can talk about why you feel stuck, what feels stuck, maybe process and throw around some ideas about how can you do some small things to begin to not feel so stuck. So maybe how can you take those baby steps, those simple steps, to get off of the hamster wheel in a way that doesn't feel like you're being flung against the side of the cage, but in a way that really resonates and works for your life. So I want to invite you to that 45-minute sample session conversation. I want to invite you to comment below if you have questions about what does that look like. I offer to you that if we do a sample session together, the one thing that you will have at the end of that conversation is you will have two things that we share and talk about, two ways that you can begin to take those steps that you want and need to take to get that flow back for you, to get some of that energy back for you, and to not feel so stuck anymore. To create that flow and that movement where you want it to be. And I invite you to comment or message me if that is something that is calling to you, if that is something that resonates with you. I would be more than blessed and honored to be the person to have a conversation with you about it. And I am also excited that besides offering these complimentary sample sessions, I'm excited that we can also have the opportunity to possibly partner together, to have me be your health coach and help you get back sort of that energy and that flow that you're looking for in your life. So I'm really excited about that. And I mentioned earlier that I was feeling stuck for a while about 9 months ago, and in the upcoming weeks, I want to talk more here, upcoming days even. It doesn't, weeks sound so far away, but in the upcoming days, talk a little bit more about what are some things that for me that I did, and maybe they'll work for you and maybe they won't. We're all so different. But what are some things that can help with some of that energy flow and moving from the ebb and the stuckness to moving more of flowing and feeling like you have more vibrancy and vitality. So I would love to share some of that with you. So whether it is through a complimentary one-on-one sample session, or whether you join me on our Facebook page here to just kind of learn a little bit more about that, let me know your thoughts. And thank you for being here with me today. I look forward to sharing more time with you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.